I wouldn't agree that it's a soft form of Brexit that the Prime Minister is proposing. I mean, I know many of your viewers, market makers, business people will be aware of how much services is a part of the UK economy. It's around 80% of our economy, and our different services sectors have been left out and left behind in the Prime Minister's proposals. There's nothing there for services, and it's just about goods. That is not soft. That is pretty hard in my view.
But in terms of the ability of the British government to get a deal that works for the economy, for business, for broader industry going forward, this looks like something that the business community have been asking for, something that presumably you applaud.
Well, actually, if you say look at Tech UK, that represent 950 technology companies that employ 700,000 workers, they've been highly critical of this because it doesn't cover services. And if you look over the weekend, big brand name founders, Yo Sushi, Jack Will, Zoopla, these companies' founders are saying that these customs arrangements that Prime Minister is proposing are going to be very bureaucratic and costly for business. But there's only one solution short of staying in the European Union, which is of course my preferred solution, but short of that, you have to stay in the single market and the customs union if you want to enjoy the exact same economic benefits that we have now, and the Prime Minister specifically ruled that out yesterday.
Is the Labour Party, though, still as split over the issue of Europe and Brexit as the Conservative Party still appears to be?
I don't think the Labour Party is as divided as the Conservative Party on this, but there's no doubt about it. It would be disingenuous for me to deny it is the case that both the main parties are divided on this issue, and that's partly because the UK public has been divided on this issue, and that's why at the end of the process I don't think you're going to get consensus here in Westminster. I've been arguing that we should have a people's vote on the Brexit deal because, look, ultimately some might say we should never have had a referendum in the first place, but once the people have been brought into the equation and they instigated the process, I think you can't just exclude them from the end of it when the rubber really hits the road and we know what Brexit's going to look like.
Dominic Grieve is just a few yards away from where we're standing as well now. Do you believe that he and that arm of the party, and indeed people like yourselves, will get a meaningful vote in Parliament?
I think we've got the foundations for us to be able to get that in the autumn. I think it will be very hard for the government to try and force through a no-deal Brexit, a scenario where we leave with no agreement, or to force through any kind of arrangement that doesn't have Parliament's approval of it. And we have quite a big legislative canvas. There are 8 bills going through the House of Commons that touch on Brexit. 3 of them completed their passage. We've got another 5 to go. So we've got a lot to work with here. And this is a hung Parliament. You know, this is an extraordinary situation in the UK right now. You have a government that doesn't have a majority, and no one quite knows whether they're going to win votes.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.